Georgia Tech head coach Geoff Collins. Coach, if you could open
Sure.
us up with some remarks before we take questions.
Yeah, that was hard. Not up to the standard of Georgia Tech football. That completely falls on me as the head football coach. Thought we were prepared, thought we had a good plan, thought we were ready to handle any adversity that showed, but I don't know if there's any positives to take out of that, offensively, defensively, or special teams. The second we leave here, it is on work to the cleaning up the mistakes, on to the next opponent, and but not a lot of positives to talk about, and that falls on me.
Okay, if you have a question, please raise your hand. Pass the mic. We'll start over here with Kelly.
Coach, your last 4 P5 games have all been against top 20 teams.
Yep.
You guys are outscored 183.
Sure.
What's going on? You've had
Yep.
some opportunities in those games to score some points.
Yep.
Can you talk about that?
Yep. Frustrating, disappointing. We had early drive down there, but knowing how good of a defense they had, knowing the explosive offense that they had, tried to go get 7 during that situation. But just, things we've got to correct, we got to fix, and we're committed to doing that.
Okay.
Geoff, you talk a lot about your team playing with an edge, playing with potential.
Yep.
How would you rate your team on those qualities?
Yeah, I can't say any positives with that from today. Thought we came out, thought we were ready, but that first drive drove right down the field on us. Some explosive plays, and may have been, some unique things they were doing, but we still cannot let an opening drive just go for 7 points. And then the next one was a block punt. I know you guys are asked about that. So it's the second time we've gotten down 14 points due to a block punt, and we cannot do that. Execution error, obviously that falls on me. But there was supposed to be a motion, there was not, and so that's completely on me, something we've worked on and didn't get it done. So if that's a failure in execution, then that falls on me.
If you could pass the microphone to Jackson behind you. Yeah, his hand raised first. Thank you.
Coach, after a loss like this, do you still feel you're the right guy to lead this football program after a performance like that today?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously it hurts. Obviously there's great disappointment, but the thing we got to do is get back to work, and that's it's disappointing. It hurts. It's frustrating, but obviously got to give credit to Ole Miss, but the level of execution needs to improve, and we will get that done.
Coach, what do you say to your team after, Kelly mentioned the 183 to 10 and the 4 of the last 5. What do you say to your team, and do you have any fears that you're losing them?
It is tough to stand up in front of a group of men that you love, that you care about, that you're invested so deeply in, invested so deeply into a place, and then to not get the result that you want and have to go up there and be the voice, that it all falls on. And the thing I told them, it all falls on me, and I will wear it, I will take it. There are things that we need to fix, but that's basically the message that I told them after the game. And I'll be honest with you, it's not easy, right? But there's still work to be done, and we're committed to getting it done.
Thanks, Patrick.
Coach Collins, back to the block punt. You mentioned that a second ago, and that's the 3rd one this year. And I think 2 punts after that, another guy broke the contain and almost had a better shot. He just took a different angle. But how is that fix so elusive for you and your special teams?
Yep. So there's I don't want to make any excuses, and I will not throw any players under the bus at all. So it all falls on me, and we will get it fixed. But I will not throw a player under the bus in this program.
So you guys ranked 4th worst in the ACC in run defense last year. You started off a lot better this year, holding both. You let pass 2 opponents to 119 yards apiece. Tonight you had 300. Gave up 300 plus.
Yep.
Can you talk about a bit how it boils down as such and just what you saw out there?
Yep. So again, I'm gonna give credit to them. but there's things with leverages, setting edges on the defense that we did not have. Some C-gap defenders were not fitting the C-gap properly. But those are things that we've got to get corrected that cannot happen against really good players and a really good scheme, but they did, and we will work to get that fixed.
Right.
Coach, you just talked a little bit about defensively, some of the gap sound issues, but
Yep.
do you think one of the biggest issues for you defensively is the tempo that Ole Miss was running with the majority of the game?
I mean, that's what they do, and getting used to it and being able to handle it, I don't think we did. And, being able to fit those gaps with the tempo, we've got to do a better job at. So,
Right here.
Coach, when you look at kind of the stats and the disparities, particularly in as we mentioned, the last several games, it seems like these games are being won and lost along the lines. What are you going to do, and what can you do in order to fix the issues that are there?
figure out the best ways to deploy our guys, figure out the right rotation of guys. I love the team. I love the guys that we have. But we've got to do a better job as coaches, putting them in a position offensively and defensively to be successful up front, in the perimeter, everywhere across, at every level of the organization.
Along those lines, Coach, I mean, do you feel like the buy-in is still there?
Yeah, I mean, I was just in that locker room with the guys, and it's tough. It's tough to go in there and go out and compete and not get the result that you want. Doesn't matter who you're competing against or what level. When you're not seeing the results, it's hard. But proud of that group of guys. Committed to come. That was the message that they said to each other, is coming back into work tomorrow, watching the film, putting it to bed, and getting ready to play the next week. Not overlooking what just happened, but how can we learn from it? How can we get better from it moving forward?
Got time for a couple more, Ken?
Coach, y'all gave up 7 sacks this game. What was like the drastic difference from last week where, I think you kept the pocket relatively clean
Sure.
this week?
Yeah, there's some things in the protections. They were doing a good job with, the schematics of their defense, getting a free rusher. We've got to handle that better. And, obviously anytime you get multiple sacks, obviously that's something, that's going to make a significant impact in the game. And we've got to do a better job with that, protecting the quarterback, and then, doing the things, sliding the protection or whatever to get, the ball to be delivered.
We'll finish up with one from Ken, one from Kelly, and then we'll bring the student athletes in.
Jeff, just your thoughts on how Jefferson's played a quarterback?
Had moments, there were some good throws, there were some good decisions, but obviously when, the quarterback is going to get a lot of the, the conversation, the head football coach is going to get a lot of the conversation, and obviously as a head coach, I've got to do much better to put him in a position so that he can have success, and so that'll follow me and go from there.
Kelly, wrap this up.
So 3 years ago, 9 months, we sat in this room, or whatever it is now, and you talked about your vision for the program and all
Yep.
that. And fans were leaving in the third quarter, and obviously the ones that stayed, some of them were giving you a tough time as you
Sure.
were walking off the field.
Sure.
Just what is your message to the fan base right now to kind of
Yep.
keep it together? A lot of people are kind of jumping ship.
Sure. It is hard. The progression is not gone as quickly as we wanted it to. The results have not shown, especially per your quote about the last 4 games against Power 5 ranked opponents. But there's still a lot of work to do, and these young men that are in this program are amazing. They love this institution. I love this institution. There's nobody that's more committed to it than me, driven, motivated. But I love those players. I love this place, and I'm going to keep fighting and working and, just want to see the fan base, former players, alumni, just around these players and just support them, cheer for them because they're doing everything that they can. And as a head football coach, I've got to do a better job, getting us to take that next step in the program.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.